Hello everyone, welcome to Oliveboard. This is your mentor Mayank today, and in today's session we will be discussing the most important questions for our upcoming RBI Grade B 2023 exam. So this is a regular session on each, right? On every Tuesday you can join me by 8 p.m. Okay, and if you are new to our channel, then do subscribe it and share with others also. We pledge for your success, and these are the things which we are offering in the series, like video batches, comprehensive coverage of syllabus, doubt clearing by experts, preparation guidance, and exam centered study. So let's start with our first question. In a class of 120 students, each student got apples that were 15% of the total number of students. If the number of apples is 25% more and the number of students is 75% less, then how many apples per student can be distributed? So see, in a class of 120 students means total number of students, okay, and apples also distributed, okay. So total 120 students, and what is given? Student got each student got apples that were 15% of the total. So 15% of the total by each student. So 120 students were there. So 15% of 120 student means 120 is what? 10% is 12. So just add 5% more means 6. 12 plus 6, 18. So 18 apples per student. So 120 multiply 18 will give us what? The total quantity of apples at the initial stage. Okay. Okay. Now they are putting some new data. If the number of apples is 25% more, so now here new quantity as per the new situation. If number of apples is 25% more, means 120 multiply 18 multiply 25% more means 125%, and in terms of fraction it is 5 by 4. So 5 by 4, 120 multiply 18 multiply 5 by 4. So I hope you are getting it well, how we have represented total number of apples here. Why I'm not calculating it or solving it? Because see, then how many apple per student we need to calculate? So that would be equal to what? Total number of apples upon total number of students. So at the end we have to cancel it, right? This is the quantity we have put up in terms of what? This simplify mode. Okay. Now new quantity of student is 75% less, means only 25%, okay, from the previous one. So earlier it was 120 and 1/4, 25% is 1/4. So 1/4 of 120 will be 30. So this is the new quantity of students. Now we have to calculate how many will be, okay, received by each student. So total number of new quantity only we will compare. So total number of new quantity of apples. Okay, new quantity of apples is 120 multiply 18 multiply 5 by 4. Okay, and divide it by what? Number of total apples. So that is 30. New quantity of apple. So new quantity received by each student would be what? By per student. Okay, would be, okay, you can cancel it. Okay, 120 by 30, how many times? 4 times. Then 4 to 4 cancel. Now 18 into 5 means 90. So is this given in the option 141? No, not given. Option E would be the correct answer here. Now next question is, a boy purchased some articles and marks the price 25% above the cost price. If he sells one third of the articles at a discount of 20% on the marked price, then what percent of discount should he offer on the marked price of remaining articles? If he desires to earn total 10% profit on the cost price. So see, a boy purchased some articles and marks the price 25% above. So it is based on what? Selling price, cost price. So number of articles are not given, but see, just read the data carefully. Now, some articles and marks the price 25% above the cost price. Okay. So if 100% CP is what 100% for itself, then marked price will be 25% more, means 125%. Okay. If he sells one third of the articles, so one third if they are talking about, and then they have said the remaining articles also. So one third means one out of three. Okay, this represent that only. So we can assume the quantity because it is not given. So we are just assuming three articles. How much? Three articles. And why we can apply here this? Because no quantity is given. So you can assume any quantity multiple of 3. But we are assuming 3. That would be easy for us. Okay. Now, each article price is 100 rupees. We are assuming how much? 100 rupees. Then each article, for each article we are talking about. What? Each article. Then mark the price of each article would be what? 125 rupees. Fine. So total pricing will be 100 into 3, so 300 rupees. And total marked price of 3 articles, 125 into 3 means 375 rupees. Are you getting the point? Okay. Uh, then if he sell one third of the article at discount of 20%, one third means one article. So each article price is 100 rupees. Okay. So one third of the article at what price? So 20% discount, at 20% discount on marked price. So one price article, the price of one article is 100 rupees cost price, but marked price of each article is 125. So they are giving what we are talking about, one third quantity. Okay, means one article. Okay, so one article is sold, right, is sold on 20% discount, right? So that discount on 125 rupees. So 20% of 125 is how much? That you have to subtract from here. So that is 25 on, because 10% is 12.5. Double of that means 25. So 25 means 100 rupees. So now this is the selling price of that one third article. Okay. Now the remaining quantity means two third. So how many we assume? Three articles. So two third means two articles quantity. Okay. Now two articles quantity. Fine. So now two articles remaining, their cost price will be what? 200, and marked price will be 250. Okay, because each article's marked price is 125, then two articles marked price would be 250. Fine. Uh, then what percent of discount should he offer on marked price of remaining article? So marked price of remaining article is 250. Fine. If he desires to earn 10% profit on the cost price. So total cost price is how much? 300. How much? 300. Three articles. We are talking about three articles. So 10% for 10% profit. Extra 10%. 10% of 300 is 30. So 330. So overall he must sell those articles on 330 rupees. So already we know that. One thing we know, right? What? That the selling price of one third article that we have calculated, that is 100 rupees, equal to cost price. Okay, so we need the total selling price of 330. So one third article selling price is 100 rupees, so just subtract it. So 230 you will get. So remaining article selling price must be 230. We have assumed all the amount because no amount is given. They were talking in percentage terms, right? So now we have assumed 100 rupees for each article, so 300 total price, like that we assume. So now we are getting what? 230. So selling price of those two remaining article must be what? 230. So how much discount on marked price? 250 to 230. The difference is 20 rupees. So 20 rupees with respect to 250 is how much? 250. So 20 upon 250, multiply 100, right? So now 0 to 0 cancel. Now by 25 you can cancel this 100. 4 times 4 into 8, 8%. Fine. How much? 8%. So I hope you are getting it. Option B will be the correct answer. Now next question. In a cricket match based question here. In a cricket match, four players A, B, C, D play equal number of balls but scores 68 runs, 110 runs, 100 runs, 78 runs respectively. They are facing similar balls. Okay. So if the strike rate of all the players together is 178, then find the number of balls played by each player. So now they are talking about what in a cricket match, four players. So we can, okay, A, B, C, D. These are the players. Runs scored by them are 68, 110, 100, and 78. Okay, all scored good. 250 plus score, 200 plus score. Great. Now, it is not related to this question. I was just appreciating them. Okay, see, after this is the score. Okay, score. Now balls played by them not given, they are playing equal, right? Equal number of balls. So we can say that x, we are just assuming the number of balls faced by each player is x. So x and x, so total 4x. And total run, why I am taking total run? Because if the strike rate of all four players together means what? Strike rate is equal to what? It is a percentage term or not, showing us the percentage score, sorry, strike rate per ball, how much a player scoring per ball, right? That rate shows by what? Strike rate. So it is equal to what? Number of runs ball faced multiply 100. Clear? Fine. Now 4x, okay, number of balls are 4x. Score is what? 68 plus 110, so 178 plus 100, 278 plus 78, so 356. Okay, this is the total run. Because overall strike rate they have given us. Now 4x. So as we all know, strike rate is equal to what? This is equal to this. Okay. Now so we have to calculate number of balls by each player. So balls will be equal to what? Runs upon strike rate. So that is 178. So runs are how much? There are okay. How much runs? Mm, Total is 356 upon 178. It is in terms of percentage, so we will multiply 100 here. So remove percentage sign, remove now. 356 by 178. Okay, so 178, from 178 if you will compare 356, it is just double, means two times we can cancel, the 200 is coming. So strike rate is 200. No, because balls, total balls to score these 356 runs are 4x. So 4x equal to 200. So x will be equal to 50, means number of ball faced by each player would be 50. Option C is the correct answer. Let's move on to the next question. Now this question is based on business, means partnership based question is here. Three friend ABC entered into a business. The ratio of three respective investment was 8 is to 5 is to 6. At the end of 6 months from the starting, A withdraws 25% of his initial investment, but C puts 50% more of his initial investment. At the end of 1 year, okay, at the end of 1 year, B's share in the total profit was rupees 45,000. Then the find the difference between A's share and C's share in the total profit. Okay. So now they have given us what? There are three investors, three friends, A, B, C. They have invested some money, and A and C are making some changes. Okay, A is withdrawing some money, and C is investing more money. Okay, and B, right? The amount of B is constant, means the investment by B is constant, and time, total time is 1 year, but we will take what? In months, total 12 months, because They are changing the amount, some of them are changing the amount, right? So that is why we are taking it. If otherwise, if the time is same and investment also not changed, then you can go through what, directly the investment ratio will be equal to profit ratio. Remember this, when time is constant and investment is also constant, means time constant means what, time is same for all the investors, they have invested for same time, fine, and the amount which they initially invested is not changed during the whole duration, then investment equal to profit ratio, investment ratio equal to profit ratio. See here, the ratio of their respective investment was rupees 8. Okay, 8 was not rupees, 8 is to 5 is to 6. Okay, 8 is to 8 ratio 5 ratio 6 means what? Okay, total 8 plus 5 plus 6. If we will say so, in investment, 8 parts belongs to what, A, 5 parts B, and C, 6 part to C from the total investment. Okay, total investment. At the end of 6 months, from, okay, so they are making some changes here. Okay, this is not the final amount by A and C, so their amount will change, so we will make some changes here. See, 6 months from the starting, A withdraws 25% of his initial investment. How much he withdraws? 25% means one fourth. So one fourth of 8 is how much? 8 by 4, 2. So just subtract 2 because he is withdrawing that money. So 8 minus 2 means 6. Okay, after 6 months. So this is the what, their value in the ratio changing, getting changed. Okay, B's investment is constant as there is nothing given with respect to that. So now C is increasing the amount by 50%. So earlier it was 6, so 50% of 6 will be what, 3. So 6 plus 3 means 9. Now time is what for A, the time for 6 month, then next 6 month. Okay, we are taking the time ratio also here like this. B invested for overall 12 months, same money, so 12 directly we can see, we can take here. Now after this what we can say, 6 and 9. Okay, so this 6 invested for 6 months and this 9 invested for another 6 months, like that also we can take this. So I hope you are getting the value very well. Is this clear? See, now 8 into 6 profit ratio, how it will be calculated? 8 multiply 6, 48, plus 6 into 6, 36, is to 5 into 12 means 60, then 6 into 6, 36, 9 into 6, so plus 54. So total in ratio, what value will get? 48, 36, so 84 is to 60 is to 90. So now by 6 we can easily cancel these values. So 14 we will get here. Now 60. So this will be cancelled 10 times. Now this 90 will be cancelled how many times by 6? 15 times. So this is the value of A, this is the value of B, and this is the value of C in the profit. Now what is given? B share in the total profit was rupees 45,000. So we know in the profit ratio, B is having how many parts? 10. So 10 parts are equal to how much? 45,000. So single part will be equal to what? 4,500. Fine. How much? 4,500. So if B is equal to 4,500, then you need to find out the difference between A's and, right, profit, difference between the A share and C share in the total profit. Okay, so total profit difference. Okay, so A share and C share, so their difference, if you will see in the ratio, 14 and 15 means equal to one part only. How much? Equal to one part only, and one part is equal to how much? 4,500. So is this given in the options? No. So option E, none of these will be the correct answer. Remember, we have not calculated the share of A, share of C. We just checked what their difference. 14 to 15 means equal to one part. Okay. Now 10 parts, we know the share value of B in the profit. That is 45,000. So 10 parts from this ratio equal to 45,000. So one part value we got 4,500. So A's and C's difference also if we will see, so that is 1 equal to one part, so 4,500. And if we will check all the options, it is not available. So option E, none of these will be the correct answer. Let's move on to the next question. The distance between Delhi, Bhopal is 2,352 kilometer. How much? 2,352 kilometer. Wait, wait for a minute. So let's continue with our question. Uh, Wait. The distance between, what is the next question? The distance between Delhi and Bhopal is 2352 kilometer. So distance is given and that is 2352 kilometer. Train A leaves from Delhi for Bhopal at a speed of y kilometer per hour. At what speed? Per kilo. Okay, Delhi to Bhopal we can mention like that, and the distance is 2352 kilometer. So you will better understand this. Okay, so train A is there and train B is there. Okay, so train A starts from Delhi. Okay, train A, and train B from Bhopal. The speed of train A, right, which is starting from Delhi for Bhopal, speed is y kilometer per hour. So speed S1 is y kilometer per hour. Okay. Now train B's speed S2 is y plus 18 kilometer per hour. Clear? And they are moving towards each other. That is fine. Now at the end of, okay, at the end of 24 hours they meet each other. So total time to meet, suppose they are meeting at this point somewhere, or this point, wherever. So they are meeting after how much time? So they are meeting after 24 hours. So total time is given. So now we have to calculate what? Find the speed of train B. So speed of train B we need to calculate. So S1 is the speed of train A, that is y kilometer per hour. and s2 is the speed of train B, that is y plus 18 kilometer per hour. So y, the value of y we must calculate. So how we will calculate? We are having the total distance, yes, and we also have what, the total time, both we have, and speed also given. So by the help of distance and time, can we calculate the value of y? Yes, it is possible. So first of all, the relative speed of both the trains will be what? Relative speed is equal to s1 plus s2 means y plus 18 means 2y plus 18. Fine. Now we can calculate it easily. Now distance is 2352, which is given to us. Now distance upon time equal to speed or not? Yes. So 2352 upon 24 equal to what is given? The speed, that is 2y plus 18. Clear? Now by 24 we can easily cancel it. Let's try. So 24 nines are what, 216, so 19 remaining, 192, so 8 times also it can be cancelled, so 98. So 98 equal to 2y plus 18. We have followed what? Speed equal to distance upon time. Our relative speed was 2y plus 18, time was 24 hours, and distance was 2352. Now 2y, this is y, 2y, 98 plus 2y plus 18, so 18, 98 minus 18 means 80 equal to 2y, so y will be equal to 40. So now the speed of train A means s1 is equal to 40 kilometer per hour, right? S1 is equal to 40 kilometer per hour. So s2 is equal to what? That is y plus 18 means 40 plus 18, 58 kilometer per hour. How much? 58. So is this given in the option? No. So option E would be the correct answer here. So I hope it is completely clear to all of you. Let's move on to the next question. Now this one is what? DI. Calculate DI, and from previous year, right? What we are discussing, the most important DI, right? And here what is given? The real data. Read the data carefully and answer the question, following question. Okay, so what is given? In a locality there are five two-stories building, namely G, H, I, J and K. Some persons are living on ground floor while remaining are living on the first floor of those buildings. So what is given? It is kind of a puzzle, right? Puzzle type question given, and you can see similar kind of questions in your reasoning where puzzle, right, floor based questions are given. So it is quite related to that. Okay, little bit related to that. Okay, so now what we have to go, first mention what we have to go for. G, H, I, J, K. So mention those buildings. G, H, I, J and K. Okay, we have mentioned the name of those buildings. Fine. And what else we have to look out? So G, H, I, J, K, these are the buildings name. There are how many floors? So some persons are living on ground floor while remaining are living on the first floor of those buildings. Okay, so only two floors available for persons. How many? Two floors. Okay, okay. So this is the total. Okay, how many persons are living there? Then first floor and ground floor. G stands for ground, or I am mentioning ground here. Okay, fine. Ground floor. Fine. So ground floor, first floor total, and total of ground floor, total of first floor, total number of persons, and okay, overall total number of persons. Okay. So now why I have mentioned this, because now we will start reading the data which is given to us, so we can capture this data in this short form. Whenever you are solving calculate di, just remember you have to write what, capture each and every detail in short way, so that, right, it will be easy for you to solve. You should not go again and again on the same, right, same question, same statement, again I am checking, okay, what is given. No, just capture each and every detail, like what, that no need to go once again to the question, you can just solve it by the, right, captured data. Okay, now 18.75% of total person living in all five buildings. So we are just saying total number of person in the building are x. How many persons are living in the building? Total x. So 18.75% of x living on floor G, because this is what given to us, 18.75 total person living in all the five buildings together are living in building G. Now, total person living on building I is 25% more than that of living in building G. Okay, so this is also given to us that the total number of person in building I are what, 25% more than, right, the total number of person in building G. So we can say that I is equal to 1.25 G. Clear? Total number of person in building G. Okay, this is what given to us. Now they are talking about some other data. Ground floor. So they will give us some ground floor detail. Total person living on the ground floor is all five building together is 150. Okay, so total together in all five building, how many persons are there? 150. So 150 total on ground floor. So we can put total number of person on the ground floor. Okay, that is 150. Fine. After this, total person living on the ground floor of building G is 66 2 by 3% of the total person living in the building G. So total number of person in building G, they are talking about building G's. Okay, wait. So they are talking about building G. So total number of person in building G. Okay, if we will talk about ground floor, so it is two-third of the total person in building G. So I can put two-third of the G. Total person of the G is G, and two-third of the G living on ground floor. So one-third will live on first floor. Why two-third? Because 66 2 by 3% represent what? In fraction term, it is two-third. So two-third of the total living on ground floor, while other remaining then will live on where? Only one place remaining, first floor. Fine. One third, again one line given, one third of the total number of person living in building I are living on ground floor. So now they are talking about I. One third of the total person of building I are living where? Are living on ground floor. So remaining two-third will be where? On first floor. Clear? Is this clear? The person living on ground floor of building J is 30. Okay, so ground floor of building J, directly given number of persons are 30. So this was the data about the ground floor given. We have read, right? We have captured all the data. So again, I am repeating this. Total, see, total person living on the ground floor is five, in all five building together is 150. Total person living on ground floor of building G is 66 2 by 3%. So two-third of G. So remaining one-third will be where? Will be on first floor. Okay. One-third of the total number of persons living in the building I are living on ground floor. So if we will talk about building I, so one-third of the I, total number of person of building I, are living on ground floor. So remaining one will live on where? Will be at first floor only. Okay, the person living on ground floor of building J is 30. So we have captured, we have entered this 30. So remaining, right, so far whatever given we have captured. Now first floor, now they are talking about what? First floor. Total person living on first floor is 17 by 32. So total person living on first floor are 17 by 32. This is what given to us. So total number of person will be, then how much in fraction form it is given. So 17 minus 32, total 32 parts. And out of those 32 parts, 17 parts belongs to first floor. Then 32 minus 17 means 15 parts will belong to what, ground floor. So that is given. Total number of person, 15 parts are 150. So one part will be equal to 10. So 17 part, how many persons are living on first floor? 17 part. 17 into 10 means 170. So now we don't know the total quantity of first floor, total quantity of ground floor, how many persons are there living there, right? Now by the help of this, we can get the total number of persons, right, in these all buildings, living in these all buildings. So 150 plus 170, 320. Clear? Or we can say total 32 parts, single part is equal to 10, 32 into 10, 320 you are getting. So I hope now it is completely clear, crystal clear, right? Now see, 32, 320, that we know. So by the help of this, can we calculate any data before moving ahead? So I am just capturing each and every data. Total, the next detail is what? This we have captured 5 building together, 17 by 32 of total person living in person. Total person living in all the 5 building together. Total person, it's person, right? Okay. Now total person living on first floor of building H, now they are talking about H, is 5 more than the total person living on ground floor of building G. So total person living on first floor of building H, so H first floor, right? H first floor we are talking about, equal to what? 5 more than the total number of person on building G, right, living on ground floor of building G. So building G, so we are talking about ground floor here, plus 5. This is what given to us, means here we need to find out which detail, two-third of the G, so that we can get the number of person in building H. That would be 5 more than this. Okay. So do we have any data? So as we know total number of person, we assume that X 320 that we have. Now 18.75% of X are living on G. So 18.75, how you will calculate? 18.75. So it is very easy to calculate. Just remember one thing. We can put this, or we can say 20 minus 1.25% or not. Tell me. Just see, it is near to any, okay, multiple of 10. So 10 ones are 10 or 10 twos are 20. So it is between 10 to 20, right? In these two value of multiple of 10, 10 to 20, but near to 20. So what is the difference? 20 minus 1.25. So 20% of 320 will be what? 10% is 632. So 20% will be 64 minus 1.25%. Now how you will calculate 1.25%? So that is easy, quite easy. Just go for it. Like what? 1% would be what? 3.25. Now 0.25 you have to calculate. Remember this. 0.25. So just calculate 25% first. So 25% of 320 would be 1/4. So 1/4 of that you have to calculate, because 0.25 means 25 by 100. So 25% calculate, just calculate. So half of 320, 160, half of 160, 80. Fine. Half of 160 is 80. So 80 is 25%, then 0.25% will be zero point 0.8. So already we calculated 1% plus 0.8. So 1% plus 0.25%. So it will be equal to 4. So 64 minus 4, you will get 60 here. So 60, total number of person in building G are 60. So two-third of those, right? Two-third of that living on ground floor. So two-third of 60 would be what? 40. And remaining one-third will come on first floor. So that would be what? one third of 60, so 20. So 20. So 20. Okay, we have calculated. Now we know number of persons living on first floor of building H are 5 more than the number of person of building G, right? Not total number of person, 5 more than the number of person living on ground floor of building G. So 40, right? Those persons, number of persons are what? That is 40. 40 plus 5. 45 will live on first floor of building H. Okay. Now after this, read the data carefully. H is 5 more than total number of person living on the ground floor of building G. Till this I have captured the data. Now which is half means they are talking about the total number of person, right, on ground floor of building G. This which relates to that. Okay, which is half of the total person living in building H. So which is what? 40, and 40 is half the total number of person living in building H. So total number of person then in building H will be what? Just double of 40, means 80. So already we know on first floor 45, so on ground floor it would be 80 minus 45 means 35. Is this clear? Now on building, if we will talk about what, I. So I, total number of person in building I are 1.25 of G, means 25% more than G. So G is already 60. So 25% of 60 will be what? 1/4. Just calculate 1/4. So half of 60 is 30. Half of 30 is what? 15. So 60 plus 15 means 75. Now 2/3 of 75 are living on first floor. So 2/3 of 75 means 50. And 1/3 of I means 75, that would be 25. Fine. So we know how many living on I, right? In building I on each floor, ground floor and first floor. After this, 40% of total person living in building J are living on first floor. 40%. So if 40% total from J are living on first floor, then remaining will be living on where? On ground floor only. So this will be 60%. So 60% equal to 30. Then 100% will be equal to what? 50. So how many persons are living in building J? 50 total. So 30 is 60%. Then 40% we need to calculate on first floor. So 50, sorry, 60% of 50 would be what? 10% is 4. 10% is 5. So 5 fours are 20. So 20 will live on building J. On which floor? First floor. Okay. Now if we will talk about K, building K, story K. So two-story building K. So is there any data about K? No. But we know total number of persons, right? Overall, and the remain, right, about and we also know about the other buildings GHIJ. So we can easily calculate the total number of person of K or not, because see, 40 plus 35 GHIJ, ground floor. If we will talk about ground floor, so GHIJ. So just take GHIJ plus K, G plus H plus I plus J plus K equal to 150 if we will talk about ground floor. So we have all the data except K. Okay, so we can get it. 40 plus 35, how much? 75. 75 plus 25, how much? 100. 100 plus 30, how much? 130. So 130. Now total are 150. So 150 minus 130. So these 20 will live where? Are living on K. Sorry, in building K. On which floor? On which floor? Ground floor. Similar way, 20, right? For first floor we will take all buildings data. So 20 plus 45, 65 plus 50. So 115 plus 20, 135. So 135 are living in these four buildings. Then the remaining one, then the remaining one will come where? In building K only, right? So that is 35. because 135, 170 total, so 170 minus 35, so 35. So now total, how many are living in building K? So 20 plus 35, 55. So this is the total data which we have captured, and I hope you understood how we have calculated and used each and every data. So we have not gone through each and every detail again and again, right? So you have to capture the data like this, okay? And it will come by practice, by analysis, by better observation, okay? So now see, I hope it is completely clear what is given. Find the average number of person living in building G, H and K together. Average number of persons. So average means what? Sum of all the person of G, H, K by 3, because total 3 buildings they are talking about. So average is equal to sum upon number. So see, G, H, K. So in G, how many persons are there? 60. In H, 80. So 60 plus 80, 140. And K, 55. So when you will add, so you will get 195 by 3. So that would be equal to 65 given in option C. So I hope it is clear to all of you. Let's move on to the next question. And next question based on same DI is, what percent of total person living in building H are living on ground floor? What percent of total person living in building H? So how many in building H? So we will go back. So in building H, as we have calculated total 80, on first floor 45, on ground floor 35. So they are talking about what? Total 80%, and out of these 80 they are talking about ground floor. So on ground floor there are 35 person living, right, on ground floor. So we will check once again, they are talking about ground floor, yes. So in building H, so 35 by 80 multiply 100, okay? So you can easily cancel it like this, 350 upon 8%. So by 8 cancel it, 8 fours are 32, now 30, okay? So 8 threes are 43. So now 43 already you are getting. Now after that, what we are having as a remainder? 6. So 6 by 8 means 3/4 means 43.75. So can you calculate it verbally? Yes, it is possible. With respect to 80, 35 is what? Less than half or not? Yes, less than half. So half of 80 is what? 40, which is 50%. Fine. And how much it is less? 5 less than that. So 5 with respect to 80 is how much percent? If you will calculate with respect to 80, 5 is how much percent? So that you need to just subtract from it, so you'll get the answer. So I hope you are getting it well, how I told you to calculate. Or you can say 10%. See this method. 10% of 80 is what? 8, right? So 10% already know. So how many times by 8 we can cancel it completely? So 4 times. So 40% already we have. Now remainder is what? 3. 3 with respect to 8, how much percent? So 1 by 8 represent what? 12.5%. Don't go for that, okay? So 3 by 8 already we know that is 10%. This is what? 10%. So 1 by 8 is 12.5%. Remember this. So 3 by 8 will be what? 37.5%. But we all know already 8 was not the 100% value, it was 10%. So this also should come in with respect to 10% only, right? We have calculated with respect to 100, but it must be calculated in this term because 8 is 10%. So 37.5 upon 10, so 3.75. So 40 plus 3.75 you will get. So now it is right, you can say that in starting you will face problem because you are not used to of it, but once you try it again and once you practice it again and again, then it will be easy for you to calculate, right? So 43.75% is the correct answer. Now let's move on to the next question. What is the difference between the total person living on ground floor in building G, H, I together? So G, H, I together, and total person living on the first floor of J and K. So difference they are talking about. So G, H, I, which floor they are talking about? These buildings. So ground floor. So on G's ground floor, how many persons? 40. And H, there are 35. I'll check once, but I, there were, how much ground floor they are talking about, right? So there were 25. Yes. So 40 plus 35 plus 25, so you will get 100. Now J and K, if we will talk about the J and K, so J and K first floor, how many? So on first floor 20 plus 35, 55. Okay. And if we will talk about G, H and I, so yes, 40 plus 35 plus 25, we have captured the correct data. So here the total data is what? 30 plus 25, so 35 you are getting. Okay. Sorry, 20 plus 35, so you are getting it 55. Okay, 55. So 100 minus 55, 45 is the correct answer. Clear? Let's move on to the next. Now they have added some other data. In another two-story building L, total persons living in for is living uh living in 40% more than that of living in building J, while total person living on ground floor, total person living in, okay, see here, total person living uh, in building, so in another two-story building, total person living on ground floor, okay, sorry, on first floor, add this. In another two-story building L, total persons living on first floor are 40% more than that of living in building J. Okay. So this is the first floor data. Okay. While total person living on ground floor, now they are talking about what? Total person living on ground floor is 22 more than that of living in building K. Then find the what percent of total person living uh, in building L lives on first floor. Okay. What percent of total person living in building L lives? It's not leaves, lives on first floor. Okay. So they are talking about the total number of person on first floor with respect to total number of persons. Okay. So see, uh, in another two-story building L, total persons living on first floor 40% are 40% what more than that of living in building J. While total person living on ground floor is what 22 more than that living in building K. Then find the what percent of total persons living in building L, right? Building L lives on first floor. Okay. So here they are talking about another two-story building L. Total persons living on first floor. So building J data we must capture here and building K also. Okay, then we will solve this. So I am taking the data from building J and K. So in building J and K, in J 3020 and K 2035. Okay. and 2035. This is about what? The ground and first floor. Getting the data? Okay. So now total person living on first floor 40% more than that of living in building J. Okay. So we are talking about another building L. So 40%, they are talking about first floor. So it is 40% more than that. So 40% of 20 would be what? 8, because 10% is 2. So 2 fours are 8. So 20 plus 8, 28. Right? Now, after this, if we will see the remaining, about the remaining data, because we know only first floor now, and they are asking us, right, with respect to total number of person, right, what percent of total person living in building L, right, lives on first floor. So first floor persons are how much percent of the total person living in building L. That is what they are asking. So do we have total number of person? No. So ground floor data also they have given us. While total person living on ground floor is 22 more than that of living in building K. Okay, how much? Building K. So ground floor, about ground floor they have given. So 20 plus 22, 42, right? Means the number of persons on ground floor of building L is 22 more than the number of persons, right, on ground floor of building K. So 20 plus 22, 42. Now we are having total data. 42 and 28, sum will be 70. Okay. Now what need to find out with respect to total number of person in building A, right? What building L? With respect to total number of person in building L, the person who are living on first floor is how much percent? So 28 upon 70. So it will be what? Can easily cancel by 4. So 4 by 10 multiply 100 also you can do, or 4 by 10 represent 40% directly. So this option E will be the correct answer. So I hope it is completely clear. Is there any doubt? So I hope completely clear. So they were asking about what? The first floor. If they have asked us about the ground floor, then 42 upon 70. Okay. So then it will be 60 sorry, 7, yeah, 60%. Clear? It would be 60%. So I hope it is clear. Now let's move on to the next one. If on same DI we are doing another question. If 40% of total person living in building I is female and 20% of total person living in first floor of building I are females. Okay, this one. So if 40% of total person living in building I are females and 20% of the person living in first floor. So they are talking about building I. So just capture the data of building I that we know about the ground floor and first floor. Okay. So in building I, if we will look out, so there were 75 total persons. So 50 on first floor, 25 on ground floor. Fine. Now we can calculate. Okay. So 40% of the total. So total there are 75. So 10% of 75 is 7.5. 7.5 multiply 430. So 30 are female total. How many females are there? 30. So 75 minus 30 means 45 are males. Okay, as per this data. Okay. Now 20% of the total person living in first floor of building I are females. So first floor there are 50 persons. So 20% are female there. Okay. So 20% of this 50 would be what? 10% is 5, then 20% would be 10. So 10 females on first floor. So if 10 females on first floor, then 20 will live on ground floor. Okay. Now 20 females are on ground floor, living on ground floor. But what are they asking? Then find the what percent of total female. Total female are 30. Fine. Living in building I are living on ground floor. So on ground floor, how many females? 20. Okay, because 10 were living, 10 are living where? On first floor. So ground floor we have calculated 20. So 20 with respect to 30 is what? 66.66%, two-third. So is this given? Yes, in option B it is given. So that would be the correct answer. So I hope in today's session everything is clear to all of you, right? If it is clear, then do like the session, share with others also. Now I want to tell you one more important thing, that already you know about our mentorship batch is going on. So if you haven't subscribed and you are preparing for RBI Grade B 2023, then go for it, right? Because here you are getting a dedicated mentor, complete study material, and many more, right? Customized study plan and many more, as I said. And if you are new to our channel, then do subscribe it and share with others. And do not forget to download our app from the Play Store. Link is given in the description box. So thank you for watching. We'll see you next session. Thank you.